Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 6. Module 6 is the last module for the argument essay, so you will turn in your argument proposal essay at the end of this module. You do have the entire module to work on it, so I do recommend taking that time to really draft your essay and make sure that you leave yourself enough time to proofread, revise, edit, have somebody else look over it, that kind of thing, to make sure that it is the best possible essay that you can turn in. So you can see the only assignment in this module is the argument essay itself. Other things I have linked in here, making sure that you remember to how to use the online writing lab. So that's that link over here, that BrainFuse online tutoring. I highly recommend sending your essay in to have somebody else look over it. If you don't have time to do that, see if a friend or a family member will look it over. It's really important to get a second set of eyes on your essay because they'll catch, silly little mistakes that are gonna lose you points, that kind of thing. Also remember, before you turn your essay in, before you get, finalize that final draft, the couple of things in the previous module to help you, you can look back at some of the feedback that I've given you, particularly for the documentation assignment, if there's anything that you're doing incorrectly. Sometimes students don't know the difference between APA style and MLA style, and so they just do the style that they were taught without even really looking at what the difference is. And so making sure that you're not doing something like APA is really important, because that will lose you some points on your essay. And then looking back at the proposal pre-writing journal, making sure, if you haven't already, making sure that your ideas are good, that your thesis is good, all of that. And then if you made any changes from what you planned here to what you actually wrote for your essay, make sure you send me an email. Sometimes students will kind of start working on a topic and it doesn't work out, and that's fine. But you want to make sure that your new idea does also meet the criteria. So that would be something to send me an email about, maybe write a new outline, something like that. So then also make sure that you double check the essay assignment itself. Make sure that you are meeting all of these criteria. One of the ones that students tend to miss is the sources. So making sure that you have at least 2 sources, and that you've included at least 1 direct quotation and 1 paraphrase. So that means that at least one sentence in your essay has material that's quoted directly from a source. So you have the exact wording with quotation marks, and then at least 1 sentence in your essay is your wording of something that came out of a source. So paraphrases in your own words. Otherwise, you're going to probably have a lot more reference to sources depending on your topic. Some of you have topics that are a little bit more personal, and so you'll be relying a little bit more on your personal experience, and that's fine. Some of you will have topics that you do need to do more research on, and so you'll have more source references and more source usage. And so it will vary a little bit based on topic and writer, but for the most part, remember that that's just the minimum for a passing grade. So you want to make sure that you're meeting that minimum. Otherwise, spend the week trying to make sure that you are meeting all the requirements. Oh, the other thing that students often miss for this essay is that opposing viewpoint. So making sure that you are addressing, sorry, at some point in the essay, you're addressing any issues that might come up to your solution. So you've proposed the solution. What might somebody say against it? So if I'm proposing, new playground equipment, obviously the main argument against it is the cost, because playground equipment is ridiculously expensive. So that would be something that you would have to then address. So what can we do to mitigate that cost? And that you would have to actually directly either prove them wrong or address it in a way that it will convince them to side with you anyway. So you've got lots of stuff to think about this week as you write your essay. If you have any questions, be sure to send me an email. You can send me a draft of your essay if you want me to look over it, make sure you're doing it correctly. Otherwise, have a great week.